The following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
Yeah! Go Cowboys!
This is Cowboys Storyline, presented by Gillette, the official shave of the Dallas Cowboys. Here's Nick Eatman.
Hello, and welcome to Cowboys Storyline, presented by Gillette. I am Nick Eatman. Let's talk some Cowboys football. Finally back into football week after the bye. It's been a lot going on here that we can talk about. It certainly wasn't quiet here at the Star. This week, celebrating Veterans Day, officially Tuesday, November the 11th, but we'll celebrate Veterans Day on this show all week long. So obviously appreciate all the veterans out there and the sacrifices that they have made. All right, 888-855-2297 is the number to call. Let's get to it. Davion in Illinois. Davion, let's go.
What's going on? What it do, my boy?
How you
What's
doing?
going on with y'all? Doing well. Big shout out to the vets. Happy Veterans Day. I appreciate all the service of people that's out there. R.I.P. Marshawn. And a couple things before I go. This week, can we not let Geno Smith look like he's a great quarterback? Flus, can we not do that? Can we not make another quarterback that's average look great? That's number one thing. Also, a question before I go: What's your four down linemen for this week starting first play?
First play. All right. Love it. I haven't thought about that. All right. Thank you for the call. You're right about Geno. I think I did the math of the 9 games they've played. 6 of the 9 have had their best quarterback rating against the Cowboys. Of the other 3, 2 of them have been over 100. But, 6 of the 9 have had their best day. So you're right. Bo Nix is in Bryce Young and obviously Russell Wilson. But we'll see what Geno can do, and they're coming off a mini bye. Cowboys have a bye, but they've had 11 days off. So we'll see. Their offense has certainly struggled, but Cowboys defense has been good for struggling cornerbacks and struggling offenses. 4 linemen to start the game. Man, I'm going to start Quinnen. Gave him first and a second round pick for him. So Quinnen and Kenny Clark, Osa. Not sure how they're going to make that work. I'd like to see Clowney in there more, and I want to see the rookie Ezeraku. So that would be my 4. Let's go to Travis in San Antonio.
Hey, Nick, how are you?
Good. How are you doing?
Pretty good. Another tough day here, but I wanted to say to all my fellow storyliners and listeners out there, happy Veterans Day. Another day to remember those who didn't come back and appreciate those who did. So I want to throw that out there. And then I know you wanted to, I'm going to be quick. I know you wanted to, I cut you off or I hung up the last week when you asked me about Mozzie, and I was going to say this, and I'm going to tie it back to Kneeland real quick. Yeah. Mozzie, I might have been. You were right. I might be the last, or have been the last supporter of him. He didn't work out the way I thought he was going to. Again, you got to give the front office kudos for admitting the mistake there and moving on. Now, the only thing I want to say is, words matter and tweets matter and all that. A lot of people wanted him out of the building, and that's fine. I don't think you have to kick him in the out the door. I think you can say, hey, he's gone. I hope that AG Aaron Glenn appreciates. He sounds like he does want him there, and hopefully he turns the corner. You just say, wish him well and leave it at that. But yeah, I'm turning the page to the Raiders this week and excited to watch the game. So I just wanted to say that and see what you thought. All right. Have a good one.
Thanks, Travis. All players need coaching. Every one of them. Some of them more than others. Some first-round picks more than others. Mozzie was a development player. Just like Guyton. Same type of thing. Late in the first round, but they need coaching and they need consistency. And you can say this about all the defensive players that were here, but some it affected, some more than others. And so to get here And to have 3 coordinators in 3 years wasn't good for Mozzie. It just wasn't. I mean, Micah could handle it. Osa could handle it. Doesn't say it's a short list. I mean, there's not who else. You know what I mean? And Osa's not even having his best year, either right now. So, but the point is that for Mozzie to get here and okay, here's the system with Dan Quinn, and this is your role as a rookie, and then the next year, now you got Zimmer's defense, and then the next year here's Eberflus's defense, and all the while your weight's gone up and down, just trying to figure his way out as an NFL player. It just didn't work. It just didn't connect. And you're right. I mean, you don't have to kick him out the door, but that was the situation. I applaud the Cowboys for saying, all right, it's not working. It's not working. Yeah, I mean, because sometimes you make mistakes in your evaluation and the picks, then you hang on to them and hang on to it, trying to hope that it's going to work. So make your draft class look better, but it's not going to work. It's not going to work. All right, Randy in Texarkana's next.
What's happening, everybody? I'll make it real quick. Cowboy Nico, brother, you are not a loser. If you've been listening to this show for the last couple of years, you know who I am, and I'm one of the coolest people I know. So if you know me, that makes you a cool dude. And I want to challenge everybody to think about the game as entertainment and something nice. Don't put so much into a win or a loss. Mathematics say that it's going to be really tough for us to make it this year. So I challenge everybody just to enjoy the games this year. Realize what it does for you. It brings you together as a family and friends, and it gives you entertainment. And even if you're sitting in a room by yourself watching the game, you are not by yourself because you've got all of us. And this goes out to Irene. My name is Randy, and I approve this message. Have a good day, brother.
Thank you, Randy. Appreciate that. There's Monday's show was an emotional show for a lot of people. Myself included. It was outstanding to kind of hear you guys really pour out your love for not only the Cowboys but also this show, and I thought that was great, and for each other. And Marshawn's death, whether you knew him or you didn't know him, you've seen him play, you don't remember much about him, or you were his biggest fan. It affects us all in different ways. And that's something I had to kind of be reminded of. I knew that, but I had to be reminded of that a little bit, and how certain people are, grieve in different ways, especially when that situation kind of hits home. And so that was a really touching show. And we're still talking about it. We're going to talk about it, all week or whatever, whenever people get into this show and got something on their mind, then this is the show for it. All right, we're going to take a break here on Storyline. We'll be right back after this.
Cowboys fans, when it comes to navigating the ever-changing world of tax, your business needs a partner it can trust to tackle even your biggest tax challenges. Ryan is the largest firm in the world dedicated exclusively to business taxes. Our team of tax professionals has local expertise in all areas of tax and can help you uncover savings opportunities you didn't know you had. Learn more about how Ryan can improve your overall corporate tax performance by visiting Ryan.com. Ryan, the official tax partner of the Dallas Cowboys.
Crown Royal and the Dallas Cowboys are bringing back the Royal Rig for Season 2. See it in action at AT&T Stadium on Thanksgiving Day, where the Dallas Cowboys take on the Kansas City Chiefs, and around Dallas on November 26th and November 28th. Visit crownroyal.com to see where else the Royal Rig is stopping this NFL season. That's crownroyal.com. Please drink responsibly.
Altec Lansing has been perfecting sound since 1927, bringing you decades of audio excellence to elevate your Dallas Cowboys tailgate ritual. Equip your next pregame with the Sound Rover 180 with 6 hours of playtime, built-in microphone, multicolor light modes, and a rugged exterior that's built to last. Visit alteclansing.com/Cowboys15 for 15% off your Sound Rover 180. That's ALTECLANSING.com/Cowboys15 for 15% off. Altec Lansing, official audio partner of the Dallas Cowboys.
Back to Cowboys Storyline, presented by Gillette, the official shave of the Dallas Cowboys.
All All right, welcome back to Cowboys Storyline presented by Gillette. Let's go back to our phone calls immediately here. Sebastian in Savannah, Georgia.
Good morning, Cowboys Nation. Send some love and positivity your way if you need it. How you doing, Mr. Eatman?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well. I know we got to be quick, so first and foremost, the way you guys handled yesterday was absolutely brilliant. I just told Chris in the back. I listen to every show start to finish. And I'm going to be quick as possible, but I just want you guys to know out there, football is a game. Mental health is not. First, it's okay to not be okay. Second, I wish that a third of the compassion that I saw yesterday on this show would go to the world around us. To Cowboy Nico in Colorado Springs, you are not a loser. You are a member of the Cowboys Storyliners. You are a valued member of our society. And last but not least, to all of Cowboys Nation, to everybody in the world, if nobody told you today or in a while, I love you from the bottom of my heart. Have a great day.
Thank you, Sebastian. Thank you for the call, and you're right when you talk about all of the people that call this show, and you know, just it's funny, not funny, but it's awesome. That's the word. Is when somebody calls and whatever it is, it's not just about the Marshawn situation. It could be about other things. Even Sebastian called a couple of weeks ago, who. And it sounded like maybe he wasn't having the best day, you know, and then a lot of people kind of jumped on that and said, "Hope he's doing great" and all that. So it's awesome. That's the word. Is when everybody kind of picks each other up a little bit from thousands of miles away, if that's possible, you know. And it's pretty great. All right, Michael in Bowling Green.
I just want to wish all the fellow veterans happy Veterans Day today. I love listening to yesterday's show, the sentiments and everything. One thing is 17 of us do that every day, and we need, hopefully something will happen and get, things like that under control. But I got a football question real quick. I'm going to be quick. What would be wrong? What do you think of taking Guyton and moving him to right tackle, putting Thomas at left tackle, and putting Steele in a different city?
Steele in a different what?
City.
Oh.
Save a lot of money.
All right. Well, not right now, you know.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe during the off.
Yeah. You got to play your 5 best linemen, and I'm not sure Steele's not one of them. You know.
Okay.
The thing is that he's been okay. He didn't have his best game the other day, but he was questionable to play the game. Thank you for the call, Michael. He was questionable to play. I don't like giving excuses, but I know this. Nate Thomas missed 3 games with migraines. I don't know much about it. I can't speak to that injury or situation. But he missed 3 games. So now it affects people in different ways. And Steele had was dealing with migraines. They put him on the injury report on Saturday before that game Monday night, and he was questionable. He ended up playing. He didn't play that well. So obviously he was still dealing with stuff like that. They need to get in this situation where they can run the football. When they can run the ball and be physical, I think Steele can. He can be a really good player. I think he's one of your best 5. I mean, Nate Thomas got in there, and that didn't look like the answer to me. Now, he didn't practice a lot, and he's practiced more on the left side, so that could be part of that. I'm not trying to say Nate's not going to be a good player, or let's give up on Guyton or move Guyton to the right. I mean, there's a lot of different things, but what you're saying is move Guyton to the right and put Nate Thomas at left. That might be the long-term situation here, but I know this. Next year's draft, I'm looking at all picks, all positions. I mean, offensive tackle is going to be right there at the mix. Just because you drafted one 2 years ago doesn't mean he's the answer. We know that. Look what they drafted Mozzie, and look what they've done at the defensive tackle position since then. So you got to fix the problem, regardless of what the resources you put to it. All right, let's go to Mike in Birmingham, England. Mike.
Hey, Nick. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm okay. I hope the phone line's all right today. I know Randy, so apparently I'm officially a cool dude, so I like that. I'll take that. Nick, yesterday's show I thought was absolute perfection from yourself and the way you compared it. But, the callers. Nico, brother, you broke me. That was so powerful, but really, really important that you did that. So I just thought that was fantastic. For me, I'm not going to talk about football today. Other people are, and that's absolutely fine because sport is there as something that helps us through all sorts of stuff, including horrible moments like this. But for me, I just wanted to get on to express my love for Marshawn, his family, and for his teammates, his friends, all of you guys at the start. It must be really, really challenging, and just thinking of you all. And for my own part, I've reflected a bit, and I was talking to Irene about this. I've reflected on, we criticise players, and I think that's fair enough. We pay our money to support our team and stuff, and we see things and we think, yeah, that isn't working. But it doesn't ever need to be personal, and that's just something that I'll take and hold myself accountable for, and urge everyone else to do the same. God bless you all. Thank you very much, Nick.
Thank you, Mike. Well said, and something that I've had to learn and reiterate to myself over the years with the job that I have. I mean, as the host of this show and as the manager of DallasCowboys.com, we have to, make sure that our content is right down the middle as we possibly can be. Remember, we know who signs the checks. We know that. We know that we're part of the team. We know we share the same buses and airplanes as the players. I mean, same aisle, guys walking right down the aisle. So it's hard to write a story after the game when they lose in Chicago by 20 points and the guys that didn't play well, and they're walking right by you and all that. So you got to be careful how you do that, but also fair to you guys, the fans that want an honest opinion. So towing that line is something we've done for a long time, and what you said right now, Mike, is so on point. It's not personal. Nothing's personal. Hey, Dak, outstanding person, outstanding leader. You didn't play well. You said it, and that's the one thing that I've had to take the player's word. Hey, I wasn't very good today. Okay. This guy wasn't very good today. He said he wasn't very good. He'll get better. He's better than that. We've seen it. We know he will. But today he wasn't, and it was a big reason that they lost, or something like that. You got to be fair. And as long as you're fair about it, and it's not personal, and they're doing their job, you're doing yours, everyone's doing their job, then that's the best way to handle it. But you're right. And it's something we got to remember too is what are they dealing with? What's wrong with this person? Not player. What's wrong with the person? Maybe they're not having the best day or whatever. And that's not just the football players. That's anyone and everyone down here. All right, let's go to break it one more time here on Cowboys Storyline. Be right back.
All right, Cowboys fans, this one's for you. Gillette's Best Shave has a new look this season, and they've got one that sticked out in Cowboys colors just for us. We're going to want to run, not walk to this one, y'all. The new Gillette Labs official Dallas Cowboys licensed razor isn't just Gillette's best shave. With 50% longer lasting blades and fusion, it's the best a Cowboys fan can get. Get it while you can at Gillette.com/NFL. Gillette's Best Shave is also available as heated.
Discover Aiden, the official luggage partner of the Dallas Cowboys and Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders. Known for top-tier engineering and craftsmanship, Aiden offers more than just bags. Originating from Australia and designed in New York, it merges fashion, design, and culture. Used by Dallas Cowboys players, staff, and the entire organization, Aiden provides style and functionality for all travelers. Visit AidenTheBrand.com and use code AidenXCowboys for 25% off your purchase. Travel like your favorite stars with Aiden.
Back to Cowboys Storyline, presented by Gillette, the official shave of the Dallas Cowboys.
All right, welcome back to Cowboys Storyline, presented by Gillette. And we officially say Happy Veterans Day. today on November 11th. If you haven't figured out by now, Tuesday's shows are a little different, and I'll just say it: we tape for a TV show that airs throughout the week. I know I've said it before. I'll just say it again. So the first two segments are we tape them. And they will be used on the TV show. And then the last segment will also be in there it's a 22-minute show. So that's why I'm a little bit more vague about, the day and the day of the week and last night's game with, the Eagles and Packers and all that kind of stuff, just because, it's a weekly show. And so, now, last week's show was pretty terrible if you were watching on TV, because you would get me to say, we'll see what happens at the trade deadline coming up, and so we didn't know, and then obviously they got Quinnen Williams. So, anyways, it's good once we get to this segment, we can just kind of talk a little bit. It's definitely Tuesday, and yesterday's show that everyone keeps referring to was awesome, and sad all at the same time, because there's people out there that are going through it. Whatever it is, they're going through it. And, I'll just tell you this. My mom, who watches every single show, she called this morning and asked, hey, we need to make sure and check on Nico. And, kind of let's figure out, hopefully he's okay. Because I thought one of the best things that someone said yesterday, and I can't remember exactly who it was. I should have wrote that down, because everyone said something awesome. But it was, it was definitely let's definitely ask how people are doing, but let's make sure and listen to what they say. It's one thing to just ask, but if you're not going to listen, then it doesn't matter. And there's a difference between, people that are, you've had those conversations with people that you're talking to them, and they're not really listening. They're just waiting to talk. They're not talking. They're letting you talk, but they're not listening. They're just waiting so they can talk. All right, Paul in Gainesville, Florida.
Morning, Nick.
Hey, Paul. How are you?
I am great. I wanted to give out a shout to Veterans Day. As a veteran myself that is disabled, I appreciate all the support that the Dallas Cowboys community shows us.
Awesome.
And I wanted to say that I've gone through my own struggles as well. A couple years ago, I got sober because of an incident. And so to Nico, I hope he's doing well. I hope all of the Cowboys community is doing well. Much love to everyone.
Awesome.
And where do you think, through our schedule and the Eagles' schedule, that we could catch up to them? I'm going to leave it at that and say thank you.
All right. Thank you so much. And Paul, and most importantly, thank you for your service, and hope you're doing well. Thanks for the call. You're asked about Philly's schedule and Dallas and how they can catch up. Looking at their schedules here, and I'm not sure they can. Mathematically they can, but the thing is that game was kind of, I was kind of back and forth. I don't really know who, you're never really rooting for the Eagles or the Packers, I guess, at this point, but probably better to me that the Eagles do win that game, because I think if the Cowboys are going to make the playoffs, it's probably going to have to be a wild card. And, that game, Green Bay's just a couple games up on you. They do have the tie, obviously. And so, and not only that, but the draft pick. The draft pick goes down a little bit with every loss. So that's when I kind of figure maybe that's probably the best thing. But as far as the Eagles go to try to win the division, they got Detroit at home. They've been so close to, they're great at these one-score games. The Eagles have done a really good job winning these close games. So not only do you have to beat the Eagles next week after, Cowboys have to keep winning, of course. And then, the Eagles have some at the Chargers. They've got the Bears at home, Detroit at home, at Buffalo, Washington twice. It's probably not good.
Their next game is against Detroit.
Yeah,
it's
they
going to
play
be a big game.
Detroit next week. But I don't think catching the Eagles is really – I don't think that's probably the best path to the playoffs, to be honest with you. But who knows? Just play. Just go beat the Raiders. Just go beat the Raiders right now and then just figure it out. All these other teams are going to play each other, all these records that look really good in the NFC, but they have to play each other. So people will come back down to earth a little bit. When the NFC plays the AFC, that's who you root for. You just root for the AFC, and And I thought last week's was pretty good for the Cowboys, other than the Bears the Giants choking that game away. After that, other than that game, everything else was pretty good and lined up as good as it can be for the Cowboys. But they have to do their part. That's the number one thing. Dylan in Northport, Florida is next.
Hey, Nick, how's it going?
Hey, good. How are you?
Hey, I'm good, man. I'm always calling in, talking, going right into business, talking football and all that. But today I'm just going to talk about something else.
All right.
Everyone's fighting a battle that you know nothing about. So it's one of my favorite sayings. So just give a little grace to people, be kind, even in disagreement. You just don't know what anybody's going through. That's just for everyday life, also in football, talking about these players, just keep it business. You don't have to get personal like somebody else said a little while ago. And if you wouldn't say it to their face in the locker room or whatever, maybe don't type it out online either. And I'll just kind of leave that point at that. And, you mentioned yesterday talking about your kids and being the role model for them, and they're always looking up to you, man. And it really struck a chord with me because, I look at my kids and I can see it in their eyes. They think I'm the smartest person to ever exist, that I have just all of the answers on earth. And you only get that for a little while. They turn 18. Like I got an 18-year-old now too, and I think it's the exact opposite. But it made me kind of look back at my own father. He lost both of his siblings to suicide some years ago, and he continued to show up as a father, and excuse me.
Yeah.
And looking back on what he went through, and he continued to show up as a dad just day after day. And I actually called him last night and just let him know that I appreciated him, and just let people know that they're appreciated, even if you have a good relationship with them and you talk to them every day. And just let them know you love them and you appreciate them, because you just don't know, what's going on. And so, I see your eyes light up when you talk about your kids, and I know your kids are lucky to have you as a dad. And just keep doing what you're doing, man. And love you guys. And I'll catch you later.
Thank you, Dylan. That's so well said. I'm starting to write these quotes down that people are saying. Everybody. I've said this before. This is probably getting a little bit off topic, but it's what we do. As a writer, a lot of people say that they can't. I'm not a good writer. And maybe they are, maybe they're not. But I've seen people write about their grandmother who passed away or whatever, and it's so well written. And you're like, yeah, really, you're not a writer? Get me to write about politics or something like that and see how good I am. I'm going to be terrible because I don't know a lot about it. I know a little bit, but not really. But we write about the things that we're passionate about. And so, and we talk about the things that we're passionate about. And so you guys have had really great words this week. Some of the things, just really kind of hit home. A lot of people say things, and then there's that one thing that you just kind of that you take from. You're like, man, I like that. I'm gonna write that down, and so it's been great. And I'm glad, Dylan, that you were able to say that. And you're right. Your kids do think you're the smartest person in the world. Now you might be actually. You're pretty smart. You're our capologist here on the storyline. But and you're right. They get to about 15 or 16, and you're like the dumbest person in the world. And that's just the nature of it. But no, I'm thank you for the call, and you're right. Everyone is fighting their own battle. All right, Josh in Chicago.
Hey Nick, how you doing today?
How are you doing? Happy Veterans Day.
Hey, thank you, appreciate it. Better than yesterday, I'll tell you that. We actually had to put a dog down yesterday too, so it was a rough day all around yesterday. I really appreciate the show.
And you have kids? You have kids?
I got 2. Yes, sir.
No, that's huge
it's,
for the family. So
yeah.
I hate for you and your family on that, because that's as big as it gets, especially with you have kids. And they don't understand all that. So
no, my oldest keeps asking. She's almost 4, and she keeps asking, how's Minnie doing? When can we go see her? And it's tough,
Yeah, it's tough. Yeah.
So I'll just say really quickly, happy birthday to my Marines out there. Belated. Happy Veterans Day to all the veterans. I didn't really have a quote or a real reason to call. Just wanted to call and say, hey, thank you for everything you guys do on the podcast. I actually listened to the full gambit of shows yesterday, which I don't normally do. And there's so much people calling in, writing in the chats, being vulnerable and just being honest and real with each other.
Right.
And, I really appreciate that, because that kind of catharsis is something you kind of need in a time like this. So I just want to say thank you to everyone. Look out for everyone. I didn't really have a quote when I called in, but I was thinking about what you were just saying.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the books that I love, kind of a philosophy book for children on friendships, is The Little Prince. And if you haven't read it, I highly suggest you read it. It's about a 50-page picture type book as well, but it's just great, and it just deals with friendships, right? And at the end of the day, this community has become such a great bond of friendships, and I just want to say you all are unique in all the world to me, and I love you all very much, and thank you for what you all do, and keep doing what you do. Thanks, Nick.
Thank you, Josh. I appreciate that. The Little Prince. That's you said 50 pages, so I was like, oh, okay, that's something I can maybe do. No, appreciate that, and I know that he's Chris, you said he currently serves. And
yeah, I believe
thank you.
so.
Okay,
Yes.
well, Josh, thank you for your service, and this is your day too as well, and so. All right, let's keep it rolling here. We got Bruce in Houston. Hey, Bruce.
Hey, Nick. Thanks for taking my call.
Sure. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. I was a Houston firefighter for 35 years. So
wow.
Unfortunately, in my career, I saw a lot of suicides.
Wow.
And none of them are, and I didn't even know the people.
Wow.
But they're all sad, and it's a shame.
You know what I've always wondered, Bruce, about jobs like that, veterinarians, doctors. How do you become numb to it, but also sympathetic at the same time? Because you might we've seen this a lot, but also sympathetic to the people you're dealing with. You know what I mean? And sometimes you get people that aren't. They're just so robotic about it, because it helps them in their life, but also, you know what I mean? Like I always think that's so weird. How do people balance that?
It's tough, and everybody's different how they handle stress, and it's amazing how during a stressful situation, emergency, you can, when I was a young firefighter, it was difficult, but as I, grew and watched the older firefighters, blood and guts didn't bother me, but babies and stuff like that, if you make something like that, that's tough.
Sure.
But, unfortunately, we see a lot of cardiac arrests, and those are sad, but most of those are usually elderly, and at least they've had a nice long life, and
yes.
It's sad, so sad, because, he's so young and everything. But I thought, looking at the just back to football, it's like an early jump on free agency. Getting these, I love the trades. I think they were great, and I'm glad that they're for next couple of years as well. Getting these guys back is certainly going to help. Getting Revel and even Overshown, if they can just use these last games. Obviously you want to make the playoffs, but like you said a while ago, just beat the Raiders. And we're about Philadelphia the next week.
Right.
And stop looking at all these, well, if we do this, and look, we can't beat our way out of a paper sack, it seems like. But hopefully these new guys will help us. And remember before, I think Shoddy said that there was going to be some changes. I wonder if there's going to be any on the offensive line moving Guyton to right tackle since Steele was struggling. Thomas seemed to play left tackle okay, or maybe he plays right tackle. I think there might be something there. I don't know. You guys are close to the vest there. Have they said anything? Do you know?
Well, thanks for the call, Bruce. I appreciate that. And as you were talking, I Googled something just because it is Veterans Day, obviously, and you said you were a firefighter for 35 years, so I had. Forgive me, I didn't know this. I don't know if this is. I looked up, what is Firefighters Day? Do they have one? They do, May 4th. Didn't know that. So I was just curious about that. They have a day for everything, Pancake Day and Cereal Day and all that. So May 4th. Didn't know that. They haven't said a lot of anything, and I mean, they really haven't. It's been the bye week. I haven't had a lot of calls. I mean, Shoddy hasn't really said anything. He has a press conference tomorrow. Maybe he will kind of talk about some of those changes if he wants to. If he wants to give that to the Raiders. But who knows? There'll be some things that maybe the stuff that we can see during practice. There may be some things we wouldn't see until Monday night against the Raiders. So we will see. I don't have a lot of good answers for you on that one. All right, let's go to Champ in Nebraska.
Good morning, Nick.
How are you doing?
I'm well, man. Hey, I wasn't going to call in today. I've been listening yesterday and today. Yeah, one of the callers, a couple of callers back, mentioned how he listened to every show yesterday, and I listened to most of the morning shows up until mix shots, and then I haven't listened to the afternoon shows because I get busy. But I did the same thing yesterday, and wow, man, the amount of people that were open, that talked about their own struggles there, that I never would have imagined. No C in the morning. Wow. Powerful stuff. And the callers yesterday, Nico, people keep talking about him today. Bro, keep your head up, man.
Right.
We need you here. I am fortunate, very, very fortunate, that I've never had those kind of demons in my life.
Mm-hmm.
And I will forever be grateful for that. However, I have dealt with it with my children. And that's a completely different pain, man. I'm lucky that they're all still here with me. But I've got 8 kids total.
Whoa.
And, yeah, I'm a full family.
Wow.
They range from... My oldest will be 33 in a couple weeks, or in about a month, to my youngest is 15. And I probably dealt with mental health issues with at least 3 or 4 of them, and that is heartbreaking. I had to learn on the fly how to deal with stuff like that because, like I said, I'd never dealt with it before. And I'm still not good at it, but I promise you, man, you're wanted. Every single one of you is wanted here. We need to be strong for each other. We need to take care of each other. It's so simple to just turn a blind eye or to not worry about the other person because I got my own issues.
Right.
But we can't be that way. We got to take care of each other. You're writing down comparisons. That was another reason quotes. That was another reason that I thought I'm going to call in. I just heard a quote yesterday, and I wrote it down myself, and I want to write something on it for my kids, basically. It was, comparison is the thief of joy. We need to quit comparing ourselves to anybody else. God made you for your own purpose. Be happy with that and live in it. Embellish in it. Embrace it. Be yourself. Don't worry about anybody else as far as what they have, what they do, and all that. Be yourself. Be happy with who you are and take care of each other. All right, brother. I got a lot of football stuff, but that can wait.
All right.
I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for your time. We'll talk to you later, Nick.
Thanks, Champ. I got a big family, and we got 4 kids, and from college to kindergarten. And I can't imagine doubling that or the grocery bill. But more than, no jokes aside, just that many people. Doesn't matter who it is. If you're all your family or not, you get that many people, you get that many different personalities, and you have to treat people different, just like Champ is saying, we're all different, we're all made differently. And so you have to treat people differently, you can have your same principles of how you go about doing things based off the same principles. It's the same with coaching, coaches have their way, and this is the standard for most of the way, but you have to coach this guy different than you coach this guy. It's just part of it. Zach in Atlanta is next.
Hey, Nick in Frisco. How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing, man?
Doing all right. Want to say Happy Veterans Day, especially to my 2 grandfathers and my brother-in-law, and, of course, the fine callers and listeners of this show. And I also want to say just a heartfelt just condolences to Marshawn Kneeland's family, the team, to y'all at the Star. I know it's been a really hard week. And I want to take a moment to highlight, we talk about how we inherited or how we became a Cowboys fan. I inherited my fandom from my father. He went to Super Bowl 30 and he's a huge Cowboys fan, and he had his own demons, and he died in addiction when I was 6 years old, so 25 years ago now. But, you know, we have received such a great gift in life itself, and I promise you the ripple effect of your loss has a really big echo. I feel it to this day, obviously. But, man, your life is beautiful. The life you've received is a gift, and your life is a gift to others. There's going to be times where you have fallen off the horse and need to be picked back up by those who love you, and there are times when you are the one on the horse pulling others back up when they have fallen. And so I wish my dad had those resources. I wish, you know, Marshawn and so many others that have been remembered over the past week had those resources, but just want to extend, I'm a man of faith. I'm praying for this community. Please reach out to me on Twitter. If you need my phone number, reach out to me. But I love y'all. And with that, I'll hang up. Thanks.
All right. Thank you. Zach, thanks for the call. And sorry for that news. And I know it's been a while ago, but still, I mean, it's obviously something that you still have to you know, deal with and struggle with at times. So, I can't relate, but other than the fact that, you know, obviously, you know, you're going through it, and I appreciate that. All right, let's go to break. Let's go to break real quick on Cowboy Storyline. We'll be right back after this.
All right, Cowboys fans, this one's for you. Gillette's Best Shave has a new look this season, and they've got one that sticked out in Cowboys colors just for us. We're going to want to run, not walk to this one, y'all. The new Gillette Labs official Dallas Cowboys licensed razor isn't just Gillette's best shave. With 50% longer lasting blades than Fusion, it's the best a Cowboys fan can get. Get it while you can at Gillette.com/NFL. Gillette's Best Shave is also available as heated.
Discover Aiden, the official luggage partner of the Dallas Cowboys and Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders. Known for top-tier engineering and craftsmanship, Aiden offers more than just bags. Originating from Australia and designed in New York, it merges fashion, design, and culture. Used by Dallas Cowboys players, staff, and the entire organization, Aiden provides style and functionality for all travelers. Visit AidenTheBrand.com and use code AidenXCowboys for 25% off your purchase. Travel like your favorite stars with Aiden.
Back to Cowboys Storyline, presented by Gillette, the official shave of the Dallas Cowboys.
All right, welcome back to Cowboys Storyline presented by Gillette. We got one more phone call we're going to take here on this show. Sheriff Lonnie, he's in Kansas. What's up, Lonnie? How you doing, Sheriff?
Oh, doing pretty good. I just want to give a shout-out to all the veterans today, and especially my son. Served in Afghanistan with the Iron Rocketsons. For any of you guys out there that know that, he says hello. He's a big Cowboys fan also. His son is. And I started being a Cowboys fan when my dad started letting us watch TV. And he hated the Cowboys, so he liked the 49ers. So I can't do that. I went with the Cowboys, started watching them in the 60s. So just want to give a shout-out to all the veterans today. And the stuff with everything going on with the Cowboys, and had to deal with that many times with parents. Those were the worst ones. Two of my good friends, both their sons, committed suicide, and it was a tough thing to do. One thing I didn't do was I never left it up to anybody else. I went and gave the notices because I didn't want to put that on anybody else because it's tough.
Right.
And a shout out to all you guys out there that are working and have to deal with it. I can vouch for you get immune to it, I guess, a little bit, but you also think about it a lot. And all the Cowboy guys, they have to go back to work. And but don't forget it either. We shouldn't never forget these situations, because they can help us through situations we may go through or somebody else is going through, and we can help them. And just being there, being an ear to listen to their frustrations. Just listen. Sometimes is all you got to do is listen. They're crying for something, and we just need to listen more. And I appreciate you guys, what you do. I appreciate the Cowboys, no matter how bad things get. I've been through them all.
Thanks,
and
Lonnie.
I'm glad for your guys' shows. I listened to all the guys yesterday, and I've seen a lot and done a lot, and I can imagine these guys and what they go through. And when we start as fans, oh, that guy is horrible, terrible. They hear that, and so we need to kind of be careful sometimes.
Lonnie, I appreciate your call. You are so right in everything that you're saying. Timing doesn't always work out for these moments, and I'm sorry for that. You have a great message, and you have a job as a sheriff. You've seen a lot, and I appreciate that. This was a great show. I appreciate all of you guys that called in. We do this show every day. Cowboy Storyline, 10 a.m. in Dallas, 10 to 10:45. So appreciate everybody. Thank you for the call. We'll see you next time. For Chris Beam, I'm Nick Eatman. See you next time on Cowboys Storyline, presented by Gillette.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys? Yeah!